Hello and welcome. It's May 3rd, 2025, and this is your headline news for the day. If you'd like to see any additional articles, head to Liberty Angel USA on Gab or X, and you can read all about the following headlines I'm about to share. So one thing that's going on, Israel is poised to expand Gaza offensive and call up more reservists. Now they're saying this is the plan, is to expand Gaza offensive, but is this what they're calling up tens of thousands of reservists for another Gaza offensive? This has me wondering if they're getting ready to support Israel if they do indeed go in and hit Iran's nuclear facilities. So Israel is preparing to expand its military operation in Gaza within days, and they're calling it tens of thousands of reservists. Now, this decision came when Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had a security cabinet meeting on Friday. So Netanyahu is facing pressures at home to break a stalemate in the war with Hamas, and it's raged for over 18 months. Israel troops and tanks have occupied a third of Gaza since 2 months ceasefire ended in mid-March. Iran-backed Hamas remains broadly in charge of the coastal strip and still holds 59 hostages, 24 of whom are thought to be alive, taken during the deadly assault way back on October 2023. So we're watching how this is going to happen. Will Israel go and hit Iran? Will the United States help her? Will they support her? That's yet to remain unseen, and we will soon find out. On Hal Turner's website, Pakistan orders citizens have 2 months food and water for war with India. Okay, this is getting serious, folks, and I believe a war between Pakistan and India is about to break out any moment. And remember, both of these nations are nuclear nations. Pakistan has ordered citizens living on the border with India to have a 2-month supply of food and water due to a possible war with India. For 2 weeks now, Pakistan and India have been openly moving troops, tanks, artillery, and attack aircraft into position for war. Notice where their citizens' well-being came into the picture last, long after the military moves were done. So this is Hal Turner's snide remarks. I try to explain this reality to people here in the U.S. when I recommend they prep. Instead of taking the advice, I get a pushback. The It's a Nothing Burger crowd describes each and every potential troubling situation as a nothing burger. They can always be relied upon to do nothing. They're the ones who will cry the loudest when a situation arises and they are not prepared. Next comes a Chicken Little and the sky is falling crowd who also do nothing but push back and say that I'm a Chicken Little saying the sky is falling. These people too will whine loudly when the time comes, and they too have nothing because they did nothing to prepare. So my advice to us all is to prepare for anything possible, whether it's nuclear war, whether it's natural disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes. We just don't know what's coming. Power outages. We've seen that recently. So just be prepared. It's prudent and it's helpful for your family if you are prepared for, say, at least a minimum, a month-long situation where no one's coming to help you. Okay, more on Hal Turner. Widespread unrest in China over U.S. tariff layoffs, unpaid wages, and mass protests. Widespread unrest has erupted across China as President Donald Trump's steep tariffs devastate the nation's export-driven economy, triggering factory closures, unpaid wages, and massive protests by workers. Riots and mass protests are spreading across China as the economic fallout from Trump's tariffs pushes the nation manufacturing sector into the brinks, shuttering factories and leaving millions of workers without pay. So this is definitely a problem right now. China is being backed into a corner. President Xi is losing some of his authority, and this leads me to wonder, what about all of the Xi following generals that have been laid off and tanked and removed recently? Why would that be? Is there some kind of a coup coming against Xi? He's been in power for quite a long time now. The people are getting tired of it. He's not backing down. He's not making great decisions. And he's going to be pushed into a corner. And you know how dangerous wild beasts can get when they're pushed back into a corner. So this makes me wonder what is going to be happening. And now I know there's been all of the graduates that have been coming out of China cannot find jobs. I think one person posted like submitted 80 different online requests for jobs, and she could find no jobs. So I think I had read that China was planning or thinking about doing some kind of income, basic income for all of these grads just to appease them, because they are starting to rise up. The young people, they're not happy. So many people, millions and millions of people have died since 2019 there. And they say that their population is 1.4 billion. It is nowhere near 1.4 billion. More likely 800 million. That is the latest from Chinese analysts who are claiming that massive people have died from starvation, from COVID, from long COVID. They continue to die. All of those suddenly die young people. Yes, the COVID is still killing many people all over the world. You have massive stores and all kinds of malls in China. They're completely empty. You have shopping areas where you have vendors with food and all that kind of thing. There's like no one there, like maybe 2 people. And from the videos I saw from like 8 or 10 years ago, these places used to be so jam-packed, you couldn't even walk through them. So where did all the people go? What happens with all of these empty cities we see all over China? They're skyrocket buildings with no one in them. Cities with no cars on the streets, no people on bikes, no one walking. You have massive rental properties up for rent right now. Where'd all the people go? China is being pushed into a corner, and she's going to be very dangerous. We don't know what she's going to do. She needs a war. Xi needs a war to look strong. And all the while, he's quietly, secretly changing the tariffs and stuff on the United States because he knows his people are starving. We'll see what happens. Will Xi go after Taiwan? We'll find out. Now, this story really is troubling. Islam is a conquering religion. It's more than religion, it's their way of life. It includes everything from learning, teaching, schools, policing, politicians, all of their politics, and religion. It's the entire package, and they're taking over. And this is what they do. Turkey wants the revived Ottoman Empire. and they go to other nations, how matter long it takes, and they start growing in certain cities, and then they start demanding that their laws be changed, that their schooling be changed, that Sharia is brought in, that they can have the loudspeaker Islamic prayers blaring out for the whole city to hear all day long, every day. They're conquering, friends. It's happening all over. The UK is lost. I laughingly call it Yucanistan, but it's very, very scary, and it's very sad that these cities all over are being lost. Ireland is standing up to it. There are other states and other nations that are standing up to it, but it is creeping in all over the world. They're conquering all over, and they are coming into the U.S. Florida imam says 3 churches converted into mosques, plans more acquisitions, and foresees Florida becoming Muslim. An imam in Florida has publicly stated that 3 churches have been converted into mosques, with plans to acquire and convert more churches across the state. The imam expressed a vision that Florida will eventually become Muslim, invoking a prayer for victory to Islam in the country. Yes, in the United States of America. This development has drawn attention in similar reports of mosque expansions in Texas. The statements highlight ongoing efforts by some Muslim communities to increase their presence through the purchasing and conversions of church properties in Florida. Here's another one. A Sharia-compliant Muslim city in the heart of Texas. Texas, we have a problem. Sharia is coming to town. Is this what you want for your future of your children and grandchildren in the United States? Across Texas, something deeply troubling is taking shape, a quiet but deliberate transformation of communities, institutions, and values under the guise of religious freedom. What's happening isn't random, and it's not isolated. It's part of a calculated strategy that's now impossible to ignore, a strategy that uses America's own Constitution as a weapon. The most glaring example is a 402-acre master plan near Josephine, Texas, known as Epic City. It's marketed as a peaceful, self-sustained Muslim community, and its design is far more ambitious. It's got a mosque, school system, senior housing, college, commercial centers, law offices, all aligning with Islamic legal doctrine. There'll be over 1,000 homes, all structured under the banner of a singular religious identity. The project's ideological architect, Yazir Qadi, a name familiar to many of us who have long warned about this agenda, is openly calling it Epic 1.0 and 2.0, with the goal of making this model replicable across all of North America. This isn't just about real estate, folks. It's about a parallel governance, and they're not hiding it anymore. While they build, they also infiltrate, demanding curriculum changes in public schools, fighting for Islamic holidays in school calendars, which, by the way, the state of Washington just made Islamic holiday schools legal statewide in Washington, the first state in the nation to do so. Is Easter a state calendar holiday in Washington? No. Is Yom Kippur? No. Okay. Let's be brutally honest. Islamists are using our freedoms to gain control and silence resistance. Free speech, they weaponize it to promote intolerance under the banner of tolerance. freedom of religion. They invoke it to demand special privileges while marginalizing every other belief system that doesn't align with theirs. And anyone who speaks up, they're labeled Islamophobic. They're smeared and threatened and hunted and canceled. They know exactly what they're doing. It's a tactic of patience, discipline, and long-term infiltration. They're playing the long game, folks. And the silence is deafening. In fact, it's worse than silence. It's complicity. Some of the biggest enablers of this movement are not progressives, but apostate Christians. Institutions like Southern Baptist Convention filing legal briefs to defend mosque building in New Jersey and Tennessee. That's like, are you kidding me? This movement is turning bolder than ever, with over 260 Sharia-aligned Muslims already elected to office in this country, and projections showing the number will climb to 300 by 2026. We're facing something far more dangerous, folks, more dangerous than just a cultural difference. This is political Islam, organized, funded, protected by lawfare, and it will not stop in Texas. Tennessee is next. Florida is on the list. And the reason they're growing in those areas is simple: affordability, low regulation or no regulation, and the tragic gullibility of well-meaning but uninformed Americans who still think that this could never happen here. Well, it's happening here, folks. And this is not fear-mongering. This is not about Muslims peacefully practicing their religion and coming to the United States and assimilating into our nation. They don't assimilate. They don't assimilate anywhere they go. This is about an Islamist ideology, that seeks to replace the Constitution with a system that is antithesis of liberty. And they're not hiding that goal. Have you seen that photo of the boy and the father swimming wonderfully off the shores on a sandy beach? And over in the side, there's the mom with her burqa over her head, over her face, in the hot sun, standing on the beach by her husband's flipper thongs while they enjoy the water. Where are all you women feminists out there? You want to be that burqa woman on the beach while your husband and children get to play in the ocean? We must stop pretending that silence equals peace. It does not. It equals surrender. Our laws already prohibit the practice of foreign legal systems like Sharia in the US. But laws mean nothing if no one enforces them. And right now, we're facing a political class more concerned with being liked than being right. Let me leave you with this. If we do not defend our freedoms, someone else will come and destroy them, like they will destroy us. They will destroy the Constitution. They will destroy our liberties and everything that we have enjoyed and that our forefathers fought and bled and died for, have brought us, will all be destroyed. Brick by brick, law by law, child by child. The Trojan horse is already here inside the gates. God bless you all, and Maranatha.